Hey everyone, welcome back to the garden. It's another beautiful one out here today. So I want to get out here and start doing some more tasks to get us ready for spring. Today I want to start some plant treatments and I'll show you what I mean. So come garden with me. So since we're supposed to get some rain tomorrow, today I want to use my Bio Advanced 3-in-1 systemic treatment on our flowering trees and shrubs. Not all of them. I want to get started treating some roses, our service berries, azaleas, the ones that I pruned up last week. And then I also want to put some soil acidifier on our tiny tough stuff hydrangeas. I think we planted them in 2023. Could be 2024, but I think it was 2023, and they bloomed pink, probably because they came to us pink. Normally we have macrophylla and serrata type hydrangeas, for the most part, bloom purplish to blue. These ones, though, are not around any of our trees or shrubs that contribute to acidic soil, like our I don't know if you can see that behind me, our large Norway spruce back there. We have some beautiful mountain hydrangeas planted in front of there that bloom absolutely gorgeous blue every year. But the tiny tough stuffs are right up on our second retaining wall bed there. So it's not really adjacent to any acidic soil, although overall our soil is acidic. For some reason, those hydrangeas just bloom pink. And because of kind of like the gold or chartreuse accents we have in that bed, I want them to turn blue. So I have my supplies with me. I'll turn you around and we'll get started. So I have my bucket of supplies here. This is what I'm going to use, the Biotone Organic Soil Acidifier, to try to turn those hydrangeas blue. I did use this once before. I just didn't do enough. This says apply in the spring. Right here. Apply in the spring to lower soil pH. For new plants, 1 1/4 cup. For established plants, 2 1/2 cups. And repeat every 60 days. So I did not do the 60 days. So these are established plants. I'm going to use 2 1/2 cups. To be quite honest with you, I am just going to wing it. So let's go up. Yeah, usually with treatments like this, and even with the Bio Advanced I'm going to use on the roses and azaleas, I just kind of wing it. And like I said, we're supposed to get some rain tomorrow, so the best time to treat is when you know you're going to get some rain. Not torrential rains, you don't want it to wash anything away, but enough to kind of make sure everything gets a good soaking into the soil. So these are the 2 tiny tough stuffs. Well, one here, one behind me. And just like all of our other hydrangeas, I mean, this is full of buds, but unfortunately, they're all just froze. I can't think of the word. They're very dry and brittle, so they've obviously been affected by all of the cold weather. These are reblooming hydrangeas, though, so any of the new growth that comes out this year will have new buds and will get blooms, but these ones are all... they're just dried out from the freeze and the wind. Look, that one even came off in my hand. But anyway, I'm going to clear some of the leaves. Obviously, you want this to get into the soil. So, just going to move some of the leaves. We do blow most of our leaves off in the winter. Or in the fall, I should say. My husband goes through them. Gets all of the leaves out onto the grass so that he can mow them into the lawn. But we have so many trees and so many leaves blow over from our neighbors who don't clean up that we end up with more leaves anyway. Which is why, if you've watched my channel in the last few videos, you see leaves everywhere. I mean, he does that several times. So I just want to clear the drip line. So you can see, for the most part, got most of the leaves away from the drip line. And again, I'm just going to eyeball 2 1/2 cups. I really need to get a dedicated measuring cup or measuring scoop for all of these treatments out here. That would make life so much easier. And see what I got down there. So I got it kind of at the drip line, slightly towards the root ball. I'm just going to try to scratch some of it into the soil. So that's all you have to do for that. And I have one more over here. So I'll clean the leaves off that one and get that one acidified as well. Number 2 done. Hopefully I'll do this again. I'll look at the instructions again on the back. Repeat in 60-day intervals is what it says on the back. So I'll do this again in about 2 months, which is about when, I guess, middle of May. They'll probably bloom a little bit later than that, but hopefully that will start to turn these tiny tossed off hydrangeas from pink to blue. All right, let's move on to the second treatment now. So this is what I use for my hydrangeas, azaleas, roses, and serviceberries. So it's a 3-in-1 systemic. It's granules. I like using the granules better. It treats Japanese beetles, aphids. I use it for sawfly on the roses. We seem to have a problem with those around here. It also treats black spot and powdery mildew, which we use that on our macrophylla hydrangeas, also for the roses, and then it fertilizes. So the reason I use this mostly is because it's also supposed to help with Japanese beetles, and we get lots of Japanese beetles on our roses and our serviceberries, and they actually defoliate our serviceberries terribly. So 3-in-1 granule instead of a spray. We're going to use this on our, first we're going to do the rose standard. So here is our rose tree. No leaves that I need to worry about cleaning up down below. I'm wondering if I want to go ahead and prune that though. Not really seeing any new growth yet. I mean, I see a few small buds, but I'm still going to wait. I think I'm going to wait a little bit longer, maybe a week. I mean, I see a strong bud up there, but I want to take this down by at least a third. So I want to wait till I see some buds a little bit farther down anyway. And right now I'm not seeing any. Well, maybe just a couple. Anyway, let's stick to the task at hand and get our rose treated. And again, it has the directions on the back how to use. So for roses, it says 1 cap full per plant. So you can see what the size of the cap is there. This bottle's almost empty. We already picked up another one. Let me get that open. Okay, half a cap per plant, and really do not want to breathe this stuff in, so I try to hold my breath while I'm doing it. Actually, was it half a cap or whole cap? For roses, 1 cap full. The wind is on my side today. So just like with the acidifier, just going to sprinkle it around the drip line, hold my breath, get my glove on, scratch it into the surface a little. Okay, and on to the next one. I did take the opportunity to cut the rose back a little bit while I was out here. I just went down with knockout roses. This is a knockout rose. It's a knockout rose standard. You're supposed to really take them down to about 12 inches. I didn't want to go that small. So if I could find a good bud, I took it down to there. Really, I just kind of tried to shape it up a little bit so that it's all more the same height and that there aren't any branches growing out crazy or really long. Next one is our Queen of Sweden, David Austin. I think I know what a capful looks like. This one's a little bit bigger, so go around, do a little bit more of that. And again, I'm just going to scratch it in. Simple as that. So I just did the oh so easy Italian ice roses. Those things are prickers. Tell you what, those are spiky bushes. I did prune these up a little bit the other day, just a tiny bit. Those are really new. They've only been in the ground for a year, but you saw what I did. I cleaned up the leaves around them. They were mostly rose leaves that fell over the winter, obviously. They're not diseased or anything. They weren't really blocking the soil, but I did want to clean them up. That's just good gardening practice. You should always clean up hydrangea and rose leaves especially, just in case. You never know. I mean, you can tell what a diseased leaf looks like, but at this time of the year, you don't know. So just to be safe. And then I sprinkled some of the Bare 3-in-1, scratched it in, and these will be good to go. They do have buds on them. I will probably leave them as is for now because they are so small and so new. We'll see if they can be shaped up a little bit next year. Okay, on to the azaleas. So here are the azaleas. They're the same ones that are deer damaged that I showed me pruning in my last video. I'm just going to clean up a little bit underneath. It's not going to be as easy to clean up all these leaves, but I just need to get enough of them off the ground so that the Bare 3-in-1 has soil contact. And for the azaleas, it's slightly different. It is half a capful per foot of plant. So these I'm going to say are about 2.5. Let me stand next to them. You can see they kind of come up to my lower hip, kind of. Some of them might be my upper hip, so that is 3 feet. So I'm going to treat these as if they are 3 feet tall. Really don't want to take too much of the mulch up either. I might just move it out some. All right, I think that's good enough to get some soil contact. So again, half a capful per height of plant. So I'm going to kind of divide the plant into thirds. Third of it there. Again, I'm just going to eyeball it. Not easy to get under here. This also treats scale, which these really suffered with a couple of years back. Treated them really well. They bloomed beautifully last year. only to have this happen this year. Okay. Again, just rutching into the soil. I'm not going to do crazy. I'm not going to go crazy here because it's kind of downhill. I just don't want, in other areas, it washing away completely. So that's good enough for that. Okie doke. Lastly, I am going to do the standing ovation service berries at the bottom of the driveway. I will also do the azaleas that we have overwintering in containers, but they look so bad. I don't need to show you those. No cleanup required down here, so I'm just going to sprinkle. These are almost 5 feet tall. 2 of them. This one is probably 3.5 feet tall. But again, just going to eyeball it. Like I said, these really get decimated for us in the summer with Japanese beetles, so this helps with that. I don't think I did enough on this one. Then this one down here. Stepping over these rocks, trying not to kill myself. So that's it for the treatment. I went through slightly more, well, a lot more of the new bottle, and I went through what was left in the old bottle. So it's not an inexpensive proposition. I could probably use another 2 bottles just to treat some more plants around here. But it really does help, especially if you keep up with it. And I'm sorry I didn't show me just scrunching the ground around the service berries. That's down near the street, and it's just very noisy down there. Cars driving by and neighbors having work done. So thanks for coming along. I hope this helps you out today. If you need to treat any of your flowering trees or shrubs for a number of insects and pests, and that also fertilizes as well. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Let's go spring. Bye.